All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Espino Perez, and you have signed up to take social psychology with me this winter. I'm really excited to teach this class. It's my area of expertise, and I thought we'd get started by first talking about the syllabus. All right, so this should say winter 2024. So good that I caught that. It says winter 2024 everywhere else. This is the textbook that will be required, Social Psychology, 5th edition. They should have it at the library. And in case you don't, or sorry, they should have it in the library in case you don't want to purchase it. They should also have it in the bookstore. And I'll show you how to access it on the library's website shortly. Here are some of my office hours. Mondays, I have office hours from 9 to 9:45 a.m. online, from 2 to 4 p.m. online. Wednesdays, from 9 to 9:45 a.m. online, from 12 to 1:30 in person, and you can schedule office hours below. So just to give you a sense of what that would look like, if you click on the link, it should take you to my office hours. This week, there are no office hours because we're not on campus, but when classes start, you will see all of these different office hour appointments. So what you can do for all of these office hours is just schedule an appointment. There will be some information about the Zoom meeting link I will include here, and then you'll have your appointment and I'll meet with you and we'll meet via Zoom. The only office hours I do not have appointments for are the office hours that are held in person. For those, you can just show up. I will be in my office, which is in Todd Hall 332, which we will also see here. Oh, I don't have my office number. That's good to include. So I'll include that later, but that's my office, Todd Hall 332. I'll include that in the office hours that you can schedule. I'll include that in the link. All right, so let's go through what this class is all about. So in social psychology, we really care about the interactions between people, and we explore the feelings, thoughts, and behaviors of individuals in social situations. So this could be a real social situation. It could be like an imagined social situation. So a conversation you might imagine having with a significant other and seeing how they react, or it could be implied presence of others, an implied social situation. So for instance, when you go out to, let's say, fill up gas and you accidentally go to the self-serve pump, and it's the first time that you actually pumped your own gas, you might feel very self-conscious and worried about what other people might think about you. If it's your first time you've pumped gas, you might not know how to do it, and you might think that everyone's watching you when the fact might be that everyone's just trying to get through their day. So this is essentially what social psychology deals with, how the real, implied, and imagined presence of others affects us. So in this class, we're going to talk all about that. We're going to talk about the history of the field, major findings, and then we'll talk about how social psychology has both been influenced by and informed our understanding of the world around us. So a lot of social psychology was born out of historical events and has helped us interpret historical events. So we'll talk about that. So some of the topics that we'll discuss include the methods used in social psychology, emotion, social influence, relationships, attraction, stereotyping, prejudice, and discrimination. And it's important to note that this is a survey course, which means that we'll discuss a spectrum of topics in a brief amount of time. So you will need to complete the reading assignments as well as attend class. Although I know it's on Zoom or virtual recorded, you need to keep up with the lectures. You cannot expect to wait until week 10 to watch all the lectures and then do well in the final. That's not going to work. If you have a diagnosed learning disability, a family emergency, or frequent absences due to athletic participation, please let me know. And we have resources here at Western Oregon to help you succeed. I also wanted to mention that some material in this course might be violent, sexually explicit, or disturbing. And the purpose of this class is not just to traumatize you. Instead, we just want you to be able to understand these topics in the context of psychology. So we want you to familiarize yourself with current psychological knowledge, research, and practice regarding some of these topics. Some of the course material may be distressing and or conflict with your core beliefs. I recommend that you review the syllabus, including the topics that we'll cover, and discuss any concerns you might have about the topics we will cover with me before we cover those topics to make sure that you're comfortable with the topics we will be covering. Otherwise, I can assign alternative assignments. All right. Let's see. So we have a disability statement. So if you do have a documented disability, please, if you have not already, contact the Office of Disability Services. You can read through the rest of this information. I'll just highlight some of the more relevant pieces of information. So if I am concerned about your academic progress and ability to succeed in this course, I might make a referral to the Student Success and Advising through the Wolf Connection system. So I do want to communicate and reiterate that this referral process is meant to support you and not meant to be punitive or punishing. I just want to make sure that you succeed and that you get the resources necessary to succeed. If you are experiencing overwhelming academic stress, difficult life events, or feelings of anxiety or depression, I encourage you to seek support. So you should go to the Counseling Center on campus at Western Oregon, and it's available to you if you're taking at least 6 on-campus credit. If for some reason you're absent due to an extenuating circumstance or medical situation, you must report the incident through official channels before I will make an exception for late or missed work. To complete a student absence notification, please go to woo.edu/advising. All right, so now let's get to the nitty-gritty of this course. So course policies. For email, you're expected to check your university email at least once daily for communication regarding this course. I am trying to keep working business hours, so I will usually be online between 8 and 5, barring when I have office hours or when I have meetings and or class. Email is also the best way to contact me. My goal is to respond to your email within 48 hours of receiving it. However, I won't respond to emails received after 5 p.m. until the following business day because we all need breaks. Sometimes emails fall through the cracks. Students aren't the only ones who email me. I get emails from other faculty. I have collaborators at other institutions. I have a lot of different things that I'm involved in. So sometimes emails get lost through the cracks. So if I do not respond to your email within 48 hours, I'm not doing so intentionally. So please email me again and I will get back to you. Another thing to keep in mind is that I want to make sure that you succeed in this class. One way to make sure that you succeed in this class is to get started on assignments ahead of the deadline. To encourage that behavior, I won't respond to emails about an assignment the day before it's due. And again, my rationale is that you have ample time to ask questions. I also would very much appreciate, and I'm sure all of your other professors would also appreciate, that you don't email us like you send texts to your friends. We are your professors. We are teaching at least 3 classes. So your email title, for instance, should say Psych 334, Winter 24, online, just to make sure that I know what class you're talking about. Inside the email, once you open the email, it should say something like, "Hi, Dr. Espino Perez. My name is so-and-so, and I'm enrolled in your online social psychology class. The purpose of this email is to ask you a question about the assignment that's due next week. I was thinking of this idea. Do you think that this idea would work?" The end. And then you could say, "Thank you, your name," and I will reply. Based on some prior experiences, I also have some additional notes on emails. I will not respond to these emails on these topics. 1, asking for an extension on an assignment beyond the flex dates, which I'll discuss below. without proper documentation from the university under extenuating circumstances. Seek a way to bring up your grade by doing extra work, aside from the already provided extra credit. I think that you should work smarter, not harder. Try to do the best you can on the assigned work. Why would you want to do extra work to improve your grade when you can just do the assigned work and do it well, and that's it? There will be opportunities for extra credit, but I will not provide any other opportunities beyond that. If you are at the end of the term and you see that you have a D, and you email me attempting to upgrade your grade for various reasons, such as for financial aid purposes or being able to walk in graduation, play a sport, etc., those emails will not be responded to. I encourage you to keep track of your grade on Canvas. I encourage you to have conversations with me about your grades if after the first exam you're not doing so well, so that we can plan for you to improve and to have a higher grade by the end of the term. There's no way I can help improve your grade by the end of the term. I will also not respond to emails that ask to open past assignments or quizzes or extra credit once you've turned it in and or the assignments have been graded. All the information for making better grades will be provided here in the course syllabus and the ongoing course announcements on Canvas. So for classroom conduct, all students are expected to be respectful, courteous, and non-disruptive in our class. As our class is online, this extends to all interactions on our course Canvas, including forums. All assignments must be submitted using Microsoft Word. I have a PC for work. I cannot download any Mac-oriented, assignments. I don't remember what the Mac, I have a Mac right here. I'm working on a Mac right now. I don't remember what the Mac, it's not Numbers. I think it's Pages or something. I can't open a Pages document. So make sure that you're using Microsoft Word. As a student at WU, you have free access to the Microsoft Office Suite. And to download it here, click this link. If any of your assignments are plagiarized or if you are suspected of cheating, including the use of ChatGPT to do your work, you will receive at the very least a 0 on the assignment, and your academic misconduct will be reported in line with WU's Code of Student Responsibility. Video recordings, you can watch the video recordings of my lectures online. Don't download them or put them anywhere. Why would anyone want to watch these recordings outside of this class? I do not know. Incompletes. I don't give incompletes to help students avoid receiving an F. To be eligible for an incomplete, you must be passing the class but lack one essential requirement. That might be something like missing the final because, God forbid, someone in your family died. I also must find your reason for requesting an incomplete acceptable. So please see me for more details if that is something that you are considering asking for. Important information will be posted on our course Canvas. You're responsible for checking Canvas at least once every 24 hours. You're also responsible for checking whether your email is linked to Canvas, as that's where I will send most of my correspondence to you from. All right, so sometimes I make mistakes, so I welcome grade disputes. However, there is a time limit in which you are eligible to submit a grade dispute. So all grade disputes must be submitted in writing and will be accepted up to 1 week following the return of a quiz, an assignment, or an exam. The written grading dispute should clearly articulate your justification or principled argument for the grade adjustment. Points might be added, subtracted, or remain unchanged in a grade dispute. All right, so what are flex due dates? So I tried this about a year ago and everyone really likes it and I really like it too. So what is it? I have a 2-year-old, and since he was born and I've been working, he gets sick all the time because he's in daycare. So because he's in daycare, I might be a little later, or because he's sick, sometimes I might be a little later grading an assignment, or I might be a little later responding to an email. So because all of you grant me that grace in being a little later to reply to your emails or even grade an assignment, I'm compensating you for your flexibility by having flex time built into each due date. So you may turn in an assignment up to 3 days later than the due date with no penalty to your grade. You don't need to email me and tell me they are going to take an extra 3 days. You don't need to post it on Canvas anywhere. Every assignment, let's say it's due, so let me scroll down. Okay, for instance, our first assignment is due this Sunday, January 14th. So that'll be the day that it's due, but it will remain open until Wednesday the 17th. And at that point, it will close at 11:59 p.m. I'll start grading the assignments usually on Monday, but if you complete it on Wednesday, I'll still grade it. And there will be no cost to your grade. Beyond flex due dates, late assignments won't be accepted out of fairness to your fellow classmates. It's also your responsibility to make sure that the document you're submitting is the correct one. So don't say that you're submitting journal 2 when it's really journal 1, because then I'll give you a 0 on journal 2. I also want to make sure that the assignment you submit is for this class and in a format that I can easily access, as discussed above, Microsoft Word. If I'm unable to access the document you submitted and/or the wrong assignment was uploaded to Canvas, no extension or opportunity to make up the assignment will be provided, and the assignment will earn a 0. There are no exceptions to this rule. This is just to make sure that you are detail-oriented, which will be important as you continue on to your career. All right, so now let's talk about the assignments for this class. Your main assignment outside of this class, beyond listening to the lectures, is to read your text to prepare for the material that I will have covered in class. And it's a lot more helpful for you to watch the lectures if you read the material ahead of time. I have a staggered way of grading your exams, such that the first exam accounts for 10% of your grade, so that you get to know the kinds of questions I ask on my exam. Exam 2 will account for about 12% of your grade. So you're learning how my exams are structured, so then it's worth greater point. Then exam 3, which is the final, will account for 14% of your grade. Altogether, those exams will account for 36% of your grade. 6 other factors: the syllabus quiz, journal entries, quizzes, article summaries, making memes, and virtual coffee and chat hours will determine your grade in this course. So on the next page here, you will find more information about each course component. The exams, we talked about it. So each exam will be available for 1 day, starting at 8 a.m. until 11:59 p.m. and consist of 30 multiple choice questions and 4 short essay questions based on the materials presented in class. You will have 120 minutes from the start of the exam to submit your answers, and the exams are open note, open book test. So you can choose any 2-hour time block between 8 and 11:59 p.m. to complete your exam. If you miss an exam, double the worth of the exam will be deducted from your overall course grade. For example, if you miss exam 1, 20% will be deducted from your overall course grade. If you miss exam 2, 24% will be deducted, and so on and so forth. I don't provide study guides. I do not provide makeup exams. That's one of the reasons why is I give you a full day. So try to plan to complete the exam well before 11:59 p.m. on the due date, so that you can have enough time to complete the exam should something happen. So you wake up at 6, 7 a.m., you don't have Wi-Fi, okay, you can go take a shower and go to Starbucks or go to McDonald's or go somewhere to go get Wi-Fi. So giving you almost a full day to complete the exam. Make sure that any problems that you encounter are dealt with. Syllabus quiz, to make sure that you actually read through the syllabus. I have a syllabus quiz. It's worth 2% of your grade. Journal entries. Every week, you're going to write a brief 1 to 2 paragraph journal entry that will be submitted on Canvas. What should you write about in your journal? Have more information there that you can read through. If your journal entry is not a 3-sentence journal entry, your journal entry isn't 4 sentences. It has to be thorough. It has to reflect you've paid attention to the lectures, you've read the material, and you have to relate it to your own life. Quizzes. In order for you to review the material, make sure you're understanding, I provide quizzes. There are going to be 13 quizzes throughout the term. Each chapter will have its own quiz. There are no makeup quizzes, and I'll only use the best 10 out of 13 quizzes. Article summaries. We'll talk more extensively about these when the time comes, which is week 4 and week 7. One note is that you must choose articles from these journals. Ooh, I love this. Making memes. So I love memes. I love grading memes, and students seem to love making them. So you are going to submit 4 memes at a few points during the term. And I have step-by-step instructions here, and I will also provide step-by-step instructions on the assignment. And visit me during my office hours. I'd like to get to know you. I do like the online format, but I really miss on the in-person interaction. So come to my office hours. Let's get to know each other. And here is what the grading looks like. Grades are final and non-negotiable. Every effort will be made to ensure that your grade is correct. Grade changes will only be made to correct for clerical errors. Like I've said, I make mistakes sometimes. A grade will be changed only if the work was misgraded or your total points were miscalculated. I will not allow a lower grade to allow a retake of courses. All right, so it is an online class. Technically, you're able to watch the lectures whenever you want. What I would recommend, and the way that I'm structuring this class, is that every Tuesday and every Thursday, there will be a lecture that is uploaded, assignments that are uploaded, and everything will be due on Sunday. So what you could do is schedule a time on a Tuesday or Thursday to watch the lectures and to complete the assignments. So this Tuesday, January 9th, you'll watch this video, which is the discussion of the syllabus and the introduction, and then we'll talk about social psychology. You're required to read chapter 1, and this Sunday you have your first quiz and your first journal, and then on Thursday we'll talk about the methods of social psychology, and then you'll read chapter 2, and so on and so forth. Every Tuesday and Thursday you will have lectures, and then our first exam will be on the 23rd, and it will be on chapters 1 through 3. And another important note is that the exams aren't cumulative. So exam 1 will only be on chapters 1 through 3. Exam 2 will only be on chapters 10, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 7. And then the final exam will be on, I might change that to chapter 11, 12, and 13. It all depends on how much information we go through. In the past, we've had to switch up chapters a little bit, but that's essentially it. Exams will be non-cumulative, and that is the class. Make sure to email me if you have any questions, post on Canvas, visit me during my office hours, and I look forward to having you all in class. Ooh, I did want to show you just the class, what it'll look like. So when you log in, it should look like this. And then your first week, lectures aren't posted yet, but they will be shortly. I'll change the dates here, but questions, comments, or concerns. I will have an intro to the course video. You'll have a quiz, and you'll have chapter 2, and so on and so forth. All right, so I'll update this syllabus as well. So it's good to get to know all of you so far, and I look forward to working with you this term. Have a great rest of your day.